Welcome to the Mother Wellness Podcast. I am your host, Sylvia. On this podcast, we talk about all things motherhood and wellness, from mental health, maternal health, parenting tips and tricks, and many, many more. Stay tuned for our current episode. Welcome to the Mother Wellness Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy New Year. We're in the year 2022. This is my first episode for the new year. So, in light of the new year, I've seen many people creating resolutions, setting goals, creating vision boards in hopes of what they want to achieve for the coming year. And over the years, I've set many goals in different areas of my life. But one area that I haven't set goals in is in my motherhood journey. I've not set specific goals to do with motherhood and my parenting. I decided for the first time this year to set 3 motherhood goals, which I'm going to be sharing with you in this episode. So my first goal is to spend quality time with each of my children each week. I have 2 daughters and I want to make a conscious decision to spend time with each of them. They've got to the stage in their lives where they've grown up enough that they're able to speak their opinions, they're able to tell me their feelings, and I want to be able to cultivate a close relationship with them while they're young. And therefore, this is my first goal. My second goal is to do an activity of the kids' choosing every month. My kids often ask me to spend quality time to do an activity that they would like. And I'm not able to always do this with them. And I tend to make excuses. However, I realize the value of, doing something that they want to do, something that they enjoy. It may be an activity that is paid for or not paid for. It might be within the home or outside the home. Either way, I want to be able to do something for them that helps them to feel loved. And the third goal is to speak with words of love and treat my kids with kindness and respect. And obviously I know that this is a given and something that I should already be doing. However, I've set it as a goal because I've realised that when I'm under stress and there's a lot going on in terms of work or family life, that I'm not always speaking with love and kindness as I should. And if I want my kids to do the same, speak to each other with kindness, love, and have respect to each other, it needs to start from me. So being a practical physical example for them will then help them to hopefully learn the behaviour, because children are more likely to do what we do rather than do what we say. So and actions speak louder than words, as they also say. So those are my top 3 goals for motherhood. And in terms of motherhood, those are my top 3 goals. However, I also decided to set goals in a new category, which I decided to call fun and hobbies this year. And one of the things I decided to do was to set aside an hour each week to spend by myself to do an activity that I love and enjoy, or to just sit quietly, to pray, to go for a walk, to meditate, to go and buy items that I need for myself, baking, sewing, which is also a hobby of mine. So to just engage in the different activities that I love and enjoy doing, so that I can fill my cup, because when my cup is filled, I'm able to then pour out to my loved ones, pour out in work, and be able to live a more fulfilling life. So that is something else that I've also decided to do over the past weekend just gone. I was able to leave work early, and I noticed that I found it incredibly difficult to actually think of what I needed. I've spent so much time in autopilot as a mum, as a worker, as a family person, doing so many things, taking the kids to school, waking up, getting them ready on autopilot, that I failed to recognise my own needs. And when I was able to recognise what I needed to get for myself, it was an actual revelation. And I realised that I really needed to sit down and reflect more on what my needs are, to really write down all the things that I really need to do practically in my life, so that when the chance and opportunity comes for me to have the free quality time, I'm able to quickly decide what to do and carry on this activity. And as a motherhood wellness coach, I want to be able to do what I'm asking my clients to do. I don't want to tell my client that they should do an activity when I'm not doing it myself. And therefore, I am there for keeping myself accountable by sharing this with you. And my intention is to come back in 6 months to be able to do a review on what happened with my goals that I set this month. I hope that this was helpful and useful to you. I would love to know what your motherhood parenting goals are for this year. Feel free to share them with me on any of my social media platforms, which will be shared in the show notes. Thank you for listening to the Mother Wellness podcast, and I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Mother Wellness podcast. I hope this episode resonated with you. If you require any more information or support, feel free to message me on Instagram and Facebook at motherwellness.ot, or send me an email at motherwellnessot, all one word, at gmail.com. The information will also be left in the show notes. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.